Greetings everyone, my name is Teacher Eduardo and this is Linguistic Bridge. I'm here with my friends, they will introduce themselves.
Straight from United States of Planet Keniso A, this is Trump.
Hello everybody, my name is Kundu. I'm also a teacher, by the way. Thank you for inviting us.
Never mind.
I believe this is going to be a very good conversation and hopefully you can learn one or two things from us. Thank you.
We will have a conversation related to English learning. The first question, how did you learn English? Can you tell us how did you learn it?
I actually left Mozambique in 2014 when I finished my primary school. I went to Botswana. I don't know if you guys know that.
Never, bro.
Never, bro.
First time.
In the middle of the interview, bro.
Okay.
Never been abroad.
I stayed there for 5 years. I completed my secondary education there. And that's where I actually learned English. I had this very wonderful teacher, Mr. Kalavina. I don't know if you're somewhere. Shout out to you. He's the one who put me on. The teacher from Malawi. He's a very good teacher. He used to sit with me and teach me every day, you know. He gave his heart and everything. And yeah, that's how I learned English. I was
great.
Yeah.
It means that you didn't learn here in Mozambique.
No, I did not learn here.
Good. It is raising a question. Is it possible to learn English and become fluent without going abroad?
You can. When I came back, some of my friends did, I'll be honest, they didn't even attend English classes, but they were speaking English because they used to watch English movies and all of that, listen to music in English and all of that.
Hey, first off, I need to congratulate you, bro. Yeah. Seems you really aced it at learning English abroad, man. I think it's a lot of pressure because it's kind of like non-stop you gotta speak English, man. So shout out to you, man. And indeed, to answer the first and second question on the same one, also taking into account whether it's possible to be fluent or a great speaker even being indoors. Yeah, definitely, because as you know, I also did the very same thing, just going around and about, watching movies, doing this, kind of like raising interest in the English language. But of course, I could shortly say that my father had a great contribution to this. Like, he doesn't speak that much, but he was like, back in the childhood, he would, in random days, be like, hey, wake up. Like using a couple of English expressions, and I would need to know what he was meaning by that. So, you know, when you have got somebody to stimulate you, I guess it's the same situation for Ferguson. Yeah, like you having somebody who can kind of give you some insight or some empowerment so you can start doing that. Yeah, it's important. He buying me DVDs. I remember the first movie I watched on DVD at home, it was Spider-Man, and I would save some of the dialogues, I would listen and you know, trying to say that and so on. And later on, it was 2019, yeah, I was 19 years old, I joined the American Cultural Center. We used to have an English club in which we would have a bunch of people just sharing anything in English. When I say anything in English, whether books, experiences, movies, so to soak your brain in that. So it was amazing, just having some place in which you could do anything regarding English. So yes, this is
what I'm saying. You need to be involved with the language to learn it faster.
Yeah, definitely. I would say so.
Great. Okay, dear ones, myself as a teacher, I've noticed that many people start learning English and then they quit. Is there a reason for that? Why do many people start learning English? After 1 month, after 2 months, they quit. They start with a wonderful motivation. Somehow in the middle of the process, they just give up.
Okay, hello once again. So as for this question, I think it doesn't rely solely on English. like it has much to do with, first off, I would highlight the interest, the level of interest of a person has got, because as you know, a person can start quite other activities like working out, going to a seminar, any other marathon. So it has to do with interest in first place.
Okay.
So if they are interested in that, also because they found the source or the lessons quite interesting, yeah, it's easy for you to get keen on that. The second is sometimes, of course, what we know, the fear of committing mistakes. Yeah,
Okay.
that definitely is a barrier.
Yes,
You know,
a huge barrier.
Yes, I can experience that. Even in other languages, it's kind of like when it comes to English, we already ace it. But if we try to learn any other language, at some point we can feel a bit uneasy. But this is normal because we are aiming. That's just I think that's just a signal that we are intending to give our best, but you cannot give your best if you don't have anything first. It's kind of like you cannot polish something that does not exist first.
Yeah, deep.
You have it, and then you gonna reframe it and better it, same way we do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Well, thank you, Trump. I do agree with you, and I share the same ideas as you. It has to do with the person. You need to be willing to learn. Some people just like the idea of speaking English in their own minds. They imagine themselves speaking, but when it comes to actually learning, sitting down and giving themselves time to learn,
Okay.
they don't have that willpower. We call it willpower because they don't necessarily want to learn English. They just like the idea of speaking English.
Okay.
But I'll just look at the other point. Let's do with the place the student is in, the person is in. You know, I've realized that many schools here in Mozambique, let's look at that, are literally doing the same thing.
Okay.
Verb to be, verb to be.
Yes, man.
It is important. It is important.
It is.
They just focus too much on theory, and theory is no practice.
Okay.
Right? We need to know that practice is the only thing that is literally going to take you places.
Yes.
Theory is, you need to have notion of what you're learning. That's very good. But I see that many schools here focus on theory. Right? This is an advice. You know, this is a community. We are teachers.
Yeah.
We all teach. At some point, the people who are watching are also going to, you know, teach. That's the idea. Everyone has to speak English. That's the whole idea. So there's tips as well, right? Schools, they don't motivate. That doesn't motivate the people to keep going there, and, you know, because they know our teacher's going to be speaking about what to be all the time. So no motivation from schools. If lessons were fun, you know, practical, I believe people wouldn't even miss class. Right?
Okay, for sure.
I have a very wonderful teacher here as an example, Teacher Compañía.
Okay.
He teaches us a lot.
One of the best.
One of the best.
One of
Bro,
the
to be
best.
honest, he might be the best.
Yeah, it might be.
He teaches us that, bro, it's not about sitting there and just focus on what the program is about. You can bring in a little bit of fun, you know, make people feel comfortable, make it enjoyable.
Okay.
And that's going to make people want to continue. That's why they quit. To answer your question, thank you, Mr. Edward.
Okay, thank you. I will add one more question. Both of you talked about the interest. Talking about interest, it raises a question about motivation and discipline. What does a student need? Motivation or discipline?
Both.
Great. Great. Can you explain it?
One more than the other? I believe that when you feel motivated to do something, if you're not disciplined, you'll end up becoming disciplined. Right? They walk together. They're like siblings. That's what I'm saying, both. You can't leave one or the other because you need discipline. We didn't even mention that. And that's one important aspect that you mentioned, discipline. Discipline is actually the key. Even if you're not motivated, if you're disciplined,
Okay.
you can actually learn.
Yes,
Right, so-
you'll make it.
Right? But both are very important. But maybe not 50-50.
Mhm.
Discipline, I would put it first now that I think about it. Because if you're disciplined, you're definitely going to learn. You can be motivated and not be disciplined. That
Okay,
is not
yes.
good.
Yeah, that, for sure.
But if both are together,
You nailed it. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you. What do you think, Mr. Trump, about that?
Yeah. About motivation or
Discipline.
discipline.
Mhm.
Yeah, would say, yeah, both are important. Yeah, both are important. But if we have to pick, all right, I would say at some point, yeah, it just gotta be the discipline. Because if you are really willing to take this no matter what, like there are going to be some days, there is this motivational speaker, actually it should be disciplined speaker, not motivational, because
Yes.
Andrew Tate doesn't have anything to do with motivation. He is all about discipline. And he says, no matter how enjoyable the activity is, let us suppose every single day I like to get on my Ferrari and then going here, going there, doing this, or doing the very same task every single day.
Mhm.
Despite being very enjoyable, it can become boring. So what are you
Yes.
going to do on the days that
That it is boring.
yeah, indeed.
Uh-huh.
Like, today I didn't want to go there to the course, sitting down with teammates doing the very same thing.
Okay.
Well, we think it's the very same thing, but even when you rewatch a movie, there's another word that you can learn from it.
Indeed.
For example, I'm taking the time to rewatch all the Fast and Furious saga I watched on childhood. Now watching it, it's kind of like I can grasp way more words, but not saying that it's only one method. We've got
Yeah.
plenty, but the importance here, discipline, should be it.
Okay, thank you. So guys, be disciplined if you want to learn a foreign language, okay? Or if you want to achieve things in life. If you want to go, or if you want to achieve what many people do not achieve, you need to do what many people don't do, okay? Then discipline is the key. We are continuing our conversation, and now we will dive in the main difficulties people face when they are learning English. What are the most difficulties that people face when they are learning English? What do you think about that?
I think we mentioned one of the things. People are scared of making mistakes.
That's a huge
Right.
one.
That's a very big one. The main one, I would say. Because if you can break that wall, you're definitely not going to have trouble learning English.
Okay.
Because that's the best way to learn.
I feel sorry to cut you. I think that that's the reason why children are the best.
Why
Children are
they
the-
learn fast?
Yeah.
Because they're not scared. They're not. When you grow up, this happens to adults actually. You have
Yes.
this fear of making mistakes. You just want to do everything, but we need to break that. And I'll give you an example of me. I was a child. Now that you say it, yeah, that's a very good point. I was a child. I didn't care. People used to laugh at me when I was at school. I told you I was in Botswana, right?
Yeah.
When I was at school, man, all my classmates were shining, speaking that fancy English, and I was just that Mozambican guy who's still trying to make it. Trying to, I'm sorry, we need to use formal language.
Yeah, different.
But I didn't care. They used to make fun of me, they used to laugh, but I didn't care. You just shouldn't care. I believe that's I don't know, I would say it's let's say gift. Not being afraid.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to have that. It's like, you need to have that in you. You shouldn't be afraid when it comes to anything in life, actually, right? Not only lessons. Alright, I'm talking too much now. Go ahead.
Different. Mr. Trump, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we resonate the very same way. Yeah, fear is the huge one. Yeah. But of course, we also can understand that because it's kind of like as we grow up, we develop a sense of trying to do things right or not committing the same mistakes. But here's the difference. Mistake is not an error. So if you're learning, that's a mistake. That's something that's gonna shape you better. You're gonna know how to perform it. How can you know when you never tried it? Like, how can you say that, oh, you know, when I do this, this happens, when you don't even try it? So you really gotta go deeper and try by yourself. Error would be different, like us trying to give you right now these tips, and you continue the very same way.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Take that.
yeah, keep your head up and let us keep on.
Okay, wow, I liked. A mistake is not an error. Wow, that was deep. Cool. And I have guys, I have other reason that make that it's difficult.
Okay.
I think that people mix grammars. Okay, mixing grammar. It's one of the most difficulties. The knowledge you have in Portuguese, you try to apply it in English. For example, when it comes to questions, in present simple we invert the position between the subject and the verb. In Portuguese we don't do it. Okay, imagine like, are you a teacher? In Portuguese it would be tu és professor or você é professor, and people try to mix it like you are a teacher without inverting. Then the knowledge you have in one language cannot be a wall to stop you from achieving what you want. Then you need to stop mixing grammars. Each language has their own rules. Okay, Mr. Feliciano.
You and D. We are more on the psychological part. You and D. I was talking from a perspective of a teacher. That is very important, actually. I also tell that to my students as well, that you shouldn't bring Portuguese rules into class. Let's forget about it, because they're two completely different languages. So each one of them has their own set of rules. Thank you.
Yeah, never mind.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Any other difficulty that you see that prevent people from learning? Guys, we have spoken too much about learning English, and I would like to have some advices from you to the people that want to learn English. What do you have to tell them to encourage them learning English based on your own experiences?
Just like this, if you get obstacles, just we are getting some cars out here, just keep on walking towards, take the road of linguistic bridge, make yourself accountable, and know that you are not speaking just because you don't want yet, because you've got the best teacher, you've got another. So why are you taking time for? Let us do it.
Come again, pick the road
of linguistic bridge, so you can keep on walking towards your dreams.
I like that.
Eduardo One, best teacher.
I like that.
You've got Ferguson, man, last but not least. So man, keep on going.
Basically everything we said from the beginning, all those things we've said, in summary, to sum up, you guys need to be disciplined. You shouldn't be afraid of making mistakes, right? You need to want to. You need to give. Let me tell you something. You need to give 100% of yourself, right? You need to give your heart, your brain. Let you bring your heart as well. You need to love your classmates, love the people around you. And one advice: you need to change your world. You need to change your world. You need to change your phone settings. You shouldn't be using your phone on Portuguese mode. Change that. Watch movies in English. Read English books. You know, those are simple advices. Those are simple tips, right? You can use in order for you to learn English in the most effective and beautiful way with your teacher, Eduardo Juana. Thank you for having us, sir. And that was it.
Thank you for coming out. It was a pleasure. I've learned so much. Take the road of linguistic bridge so you can keep on walking toward your dreams.
Buy your merch.
Yeah.